She walked through the airport, a ghost in her own life, the uniform a second skin she hadn't shed yet. Her duffel bag felt heavier with every step, each one a countdown to the moment she'd finally be home. After months of dust, drills, and the endless horizon of deployment, the familiar streets of her hometown felt like a dream. She imagined her mother's smile, the smell of her favorite meal cooking, the simple comfort of her own bed. Pride swelled in her chest. She had served her country, made her family proud. She was a Marine, returning a hero. The taxi turned onto her block, and a smile spread across her face. There it was, home, the familiar houses, the old oak tree on the corner. But as the car slowed, something felt wrong. The air was thick with a tension she couldn't place. She paid the driver, her eyes scanning the street, her smile faltering. Her house was quiet, too quiet, then she saw it. Through the large picture window of her neighbor's house, Mrs. Gable's house, she saw a figure. A woman on her knees. Her heart stopped. The duffel bag slipped from her grasp, hitting the pavement with a dull thud she barely registered. It was her mother, her strong, unshakable mother, kneeling on the floor, hands clasped together as if in prayer. But she wasn't praying. She was begging. Her face was etched with desperation, her shoulders slumped in defeat. Across from her stood Mrs. Gable, her arms crossed, her expression a cold mask of irritation and dismissal. The scene played out in silent, horrifying slow motion. The world around the young Marine dissolved into a blur. All she could see was her mother's face, the silent tears tracking through the lines of worrying. How long? How long had this been happening? While she was overseas, living a life of honor and duty, her mother had been here, suffering in silence. All those phone calls where her mom said everything was fine, her voice always so cheerful. It was all a lie, a shield to protect her daughter from a battle being fought right here at home. The pride she felt moments ago curdled into a hot, bitter wave of guilt and fury. Her hands began to tremble, not from fear, but from a rage so profound it shook her to her core. Her vision blurred with unshed tears, but her focus was razor sharp. She saw every detail. Her mother's worn-out shoes, the slight tremor in her clasped hands, the way Mrs. Gable looked away, as if her mother was nothing more than an inconvenience. Something inside her snapped. The discipline, the control, the stoicism forged in the crucible of training, it all fell away, replaced by the primal instinct of a daughter protecting her own. She took a step forward, then another. Her boots clicked on the pavement, a steady, rhythmic march toward the house. She wasn't just a soldier anymore. She was a daughter coming home to a war she never knew existed. She pushed the neighbor's door open without knocking. The bell chimed, a ridiculously cheerful sound in the heavy silence. All eyes turned to her. Mrs. Gable's jaw dropped. Her mother looked up, her eyes widening in shock, then shame, as she tried to scramble to her feet. But the Marine was already there. She knelt down, not in supplication, but in solidarity. She gently took her mother's hands, her touch firm and steady. "Mom," she whispered, her voice cracking with emotion, "I'm home." She helped her mother stand, wrapping a protective arm around her frail shoulders. Then, she turned her gaze to Mrs. Gable, and for the first time, the neighbor saw not just the girl from next door, but a United States Marine. Her eyes, clear and cold as steel, held a silent promise. The war at home was over. Her watch had just begun. Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know is struggling, remember, you are not alone. Help is available, and reaching out is a sign of strength. Please subscribe for more stories.